Before we begin, I want you to get nice and comfortable. Doesn't matter if you're lying down or sitting. Just get into a position where you can easily relax and let go. And I'm simply going to hypnotize you, guide you down into a deep state of relaxation. And I'm going to show you some of the pleasure you can feel surrendering into my spell. So I want you to close your eyes down. Close your eyes down, and you're going to keep them closed for the rest of this file. And already you notice how easy it is to relax with your eyes closed, knowing I'm going to relax you. Already you feel yourself kind of sinking into that warm state of relaxation. And I want you to focus very, very closely on your breathing. Try to notice and feel each and every breath that you take, as if my voice and your breathing for the next little while is your entire focus. And you can let the room around you fade off, even your body, and just become so focused on each breath that you take. And I want you to notice your breathing beginning to slow down a little. Each time you exhale, you can kind of feel a heaviness growing, a sort of pull growing. And you can feel that pull in my voice. And you can feel that pull each time you exhale, getting heavier. Your breathing slowing down more and more, and it becomes so easy to kind of lose yourself to that simple, easy rhythm of your breathing and my voice. So warm and relaxed. And you'll find, especially when I guide you through a breath, it's going to help us become more in sync, your body and my voice. Let them become one with each breath I guide you through. And I want you to feel that now, and I want you to take a deep breath with me. In, hold it in your lungs, and exhale. So heavy. Notice the way that breath is still pulling on you. You can feel its weight still hanging on your mind and body. And you're already feeling so heavy and warm, already feeling the pull of this trance with just that first breath. You're becoming more in sync with my voice, kind of falling under the spell of my voice. And you're going to feel that spell grow, that weight pull on you even more as you take another deep breath with me now. In, hold it in your lungs, and exhale. So heavy. You still feel the pull of that exhale, the way it still hangs on your body and mind like a weight. The way each breath you take is just pulling you down. And you notice even your breathing is becoming so slow and steady, so rhythmic. You just feel yourself sort of drifting and floating with that warm, heavy feeling as it grows and pulls you deeper and deeper. Each breath that you take just beginning to drift more, feeling that weight more and more. And again, you're going to feel us become even more in sync as that weight pulls you deeper. Take another deep breath with me now. In, hold it in your lungs, and and exhale. So heavy. And it feels so good just to let that warmth wash over you and sort of sweep you away. To just give yourself to this trance and let it wash over you. Let that pull take you down into a warm, wonderful place of heaviness and relaxation. And that's all you have to do is just float in this place and let my voice and the weight from my voice just guide you deeper and deeper into that spell, into that warm, heavy trance. And again, you feel it grow and pull you down as you take another deep breath with me now. In, hold, and exhale. So heavy. Each time you take that exhale, you just feel that heaviness pulling. That drowsy fuzziness just sort of filling your head. And you just continue to focus on each and every breath that you take. You can feel how slow they're becoming as you're going down into this trance. You can feel the way everything's just sort of drifting off as you're floating with me. Just gently floating as you feel the pull of my voice, guiding you further and further. And it's as if you just sort of unwind and sink in this warm, heavy place. You just let my voice be a center for your mind for a little while. And you just follow my voice deeper and deeper, down into a wonderful place of peace and comfort. And already you feel that calmness growing inside of you, feeling so warm and heavy and safe under this spell, just floating deeper and deeper. But I'm going to guide you much further into this place. I'm going to take you even further down into this trance. And I'm simply going to count from the number 20 down to the number 1. And with each number, I want you to imagine yourself moving deeper. Think of these numbers like a staircase. And with each number, you're just kind of moving deeper into that trance, taking a step deeper down, each number weighing on you more and more. And the further I count down, the heavier and deeper you're going to feel yourself going into this trance. And at the bottom of these numbers, at the bottom of those stairs, is my energy like a warm red blanket just waiting to wrap itself around you, waiting to catch you and just take you all the way down. So I'll start with the number 20. And just to hear that first number, you already feel yourself beginning to relax. You feel yourself already unwinding into that trance, going down to the number 19. And you can feel the way these numbers are already getting heavier. Each one, that pull is going to grow stronger. And you feel that pull on your mind growing with the number 18, heavier and heavier, just floating and drifting, sinking down to the number 17, just unwinding into this trance, gently floating down those stairs. And you take another step down into that trance with the number 16, heavier and heavier. It feels so good just to unwind into this trance, just to let each number take you deeper, and you float a little deeper with the number 15 down, floating and sinking, gently drifting as you go down to the number 14, heavier and heavier, just unwinding down as if on a spiral. These stairs just unwinding as you take them down to the number 13, heavier and heavier. You feel the way these numbers are getting so heavy as you go down to the number 12, down, floating down to the number 11. Feel that pull growing, just washing over you. And notice how heavy these numbers are getting as you're reaching the deeper parts of those stairs, the deeper parts of this trance. Feel that with the number 10 down, drifting so gently, feeling the pull from my voice, and that pull is pulling you down to the number 9, heavier and heavier, sinking and floating as you go down to the number 8. Notice the way everything's slowing down, even your mind, as you're reaching these deeper levels. And you take a deeper step down with me as you go down to the number 7. It feels so good just to give in to that spell. Give in to each number and that pull as you go down to the number 6. So heavy. That warm fuzziness just filling your head as you float down to the number 5, down, down. You just float down to the number 4. So warm and heavy. Just feeling yourself drifting off as you go down to the number 3. You feel so heavy. Your mind just feeling the gravity of my voice as you float down to the number 2. And on that next number, you can just let go of those stairs and just float down into my energy, that warm red blanket just waiting to wrap itself around you. 3, going down, down to the number 2, and 1. And just feel the warmth from my energy, those stares just sort of dissolve into the trance. And imagine that warm blanket of my energy just wrapping itself around your mind and body. And it feels so good to feel that blanket just wrapping around you. You can feel a sort of radiating warmth coming from that blanket. You feel it on your skin, and it begins to melt your body in the most wonderful way. Think of your mind like a candle, a wax candle, and think of my voice like the flame. And you can feel the heat from my voice just beginning to melt your mind and body. Think of all your thoughts like little beads of wax just dripping down that candle. You can feel your mind just melting under that warm blanket wrapped around you. It's penetrating warmth, just melting everything inside of you. Imagine your whole mind and body kind of turning to jelly, turning to those beads of wax and just dripping away as you're melting. And it feels so wonderful just to surrender to my voice. Surrender to this spell and just let yourself melt under that warmth. To let the heat from my voice just melt everything in your mind and body. Feel yourself surrendering to that warmth, surrendering to my spell, and you just drift deeper and deeper. And as I count again from 5 to 1, let these last 5 numbers just melt everything in your mind and body. Think of them like little flames, each number. And as you hear each one, you're going to feel the heat from that flame, that light, just melt everything in your mind and body as you just turn to jelly, as you just melt under my spell. That wax just dripping away, every thought in your mind just dripping away. Feel that with the number 5 melting. You feel that warmth and all your thoughts just dripping away. 4, you feel that heat. You feel your mind just melting away, so warm and heavy, feeling that blanket just pulling you down to the number 3, so warm and heavy, all your thoughts just dripping out of your head as your mind becomes so empty, so under that spell, and you feel that warmth grow, that blanket getting a little tighter around you, with the number 2. And on that next number, you just melt into that trance. 3, 2, and 1, all the way down. Just feel that warmth washing over you. That's right, and you're just sinking. It almost feels like that warm red blanket's like a cloud underneath you. And you just feel yourself drifting and floating, melting under its warmth. And it feels so good just to give in to this spell, to surrender completely and just sink under that warmth, to just float in my cloud of energy. And while you're in that cloud of energy, while my blanket is wrapped around you, you're so connected to my voice. That wonderful red energy just helps connect you with my voice. And you can experience my voice, my suggestions. They can sink so deep into your subconscious mind. And think of your mind like a little sponge. And in this place, while it's melting under my warmth, my suggestions are just so easily absorbed by your mind while it's melting, while it's feeling that radiant heat from my voice. And you'll find any time you listen to my voice, you just fall under that spell more and more. Each time you go down into this place, you become more connected to me in this way. You feel that energy so easily just wash over you and melt your mind. So warm and heavy. And I'm going to show you just how much pleasure this connection can make you feel. How wonderful you can feel when you surrender completely to my voice, to give in to my voice. And you can feel such a dominant energy radiating from my voice, from my energy. And you feel the way it naturally brings all that submissive energy from inside of you to the surface. It melts everything but that submissive nature, and you just feel it coming to the surface. You feel such a deep desire to belong to me in this place, to give yourself to this spell, to surrender to me. And that's such an arousing idea. It's so arousing to you, the idea of being under my spell, under my control. And you're going to feel such a deep desire to experience this again. Like an imprint on your subconscious mind. You feel that desire to give in to me more and more. And imagine that warm red energy, that blanket of energy, now starts to radiate a heat, an arousal, a sort of sensitivity you feel registering in all these different parts of your body. Feel my energy really focusing on every sensitive part of your body. Feel that arousal growing in those areas, as if you can feel such a pleasurable sensation coming from that blanket, coming from my energy, just moving across your body becoming so sensitive, so heightened. That arousal like a pulse inside of you growing. And I'm going to show you how you can release that pleasure. I'm going to show you that we can build that pleasure and then you can let it go. And any time I count from 1 to 5, you're going to feel all that pleasure release when I reach that number 5. Think of each number as a building pleasure, each number giving waves of arousal, of pleasure throughout your body. And the higher I count, the greater that pleasure grows, the more sensitive your body becomes. When I reach that number 5 and command you to release, you're going to feel all of that energy, all of that pleasure just releases like an orgasm. It releases from your body in the most pleasurable wave. And you'll find even when you're awake and I count again, that pleasure will come back no matter how awake you feel. That pleasure will come back even stronger. So when I reach that number 5, it's just going to release. And each number, each release is going to make you feel closer to me, deeper under that spell. So in a moment, I'm going to count for the first time. And while you're in this trance, that pleasure will become so intense. And when I reach that number 5, your eyes will open. And you're going to wake as you feel that pleasure overcome you, as you feel all that pleasure release. But you'll find as you hear that number again, as you hear that count again, even when you're awake, that pleasure will come back even stronger. So I'm going to begin to count, and with each number that pleasure will grow. When I reach for number 5, your eyes will open. You'll wake as that pleasure releases from your body. And when you're awake, you'll feel so under that spell, so caught up in my voice and this arousal. That second release while you're awake will feel so strong, so intense. I'll start with the number 1. And just imagine a sort of pulse growing inside of your body. A heat that you feel registering in those sensitive parts of your body. And that heat is growing. You already feel it compelling you towards that orgasm, towards that release. Feel that grow with the number 2, and you can feel my energy washing over you. Feel my energy just vibrating through your body. And you feel that grow even more with the number 3. You feel yourself getting closer to that release. You feel it building inside of your body. And you feel that deep desire, that need to let it go growing. And you feel that pleasure build as you move to the very edge of that release with the number 4. And on that next number, you can wake as you feel this pleasure release from your body. 3, 4, and 5, release. That's right. Just let that wonderful, warm pleasure wash over your mind and body. But you're going to find that that pleasure can come back to you even stronger, even while you're awake. And I'm simply going to count now from the number 1 to the number 5. With each number, you're going to feel that pleasure grow. When I reach that number 5 and command you to release, you're going to let it go and feel such an incredible orgasmic release. So feel that begin to start with the number 1, and already you feel that heat growing. You feel that pulse inside your body returning. You feel your body getting so sensitive, so aroused as you hear the number 2, stronger and stronger. You feel that pleasure inside of you building. You feel that desire inside of you growing as well. You feel you need these last 3 numbers so bad. And you feel that pleasure grow. You feel that rhythm, that pulse grow with the number 3. Feel that growing stronger and stronger now. You feel yourself getting closer to that release. You feel how badly you need that release. And you feel yourself move to the very edge of that release with the number 4. That's right. And on that next number, as you hear me command you to release, you're going to let it all go. You're going to feel that full release. Feel it coming now. 3. Feel it growing. You move to the edge of that release with the number 4. And 5. Release. Just let all that pleasure go. Good girl.